As we see a steady rise in the COVID cases across India, we're looking at several states now announcing strict curbs. In the latest, Delhi government has announced weekend curfew. Many states have announced night curfew. In fact, India Today has reached out to global experts to try and understand if at all a curfew in the country where we're seeing a sharp rise in COVID cases will really help. What's the purpose of a weekend curfew, etc. Sneha Mordani with more on that report.
Delhi government has announced a weekend curfew starting 10 p.m. Friday night in view of a surge in COVID cases driven by the fast-spreading Omicron variant.
दिल्ली में सैटरडे और संडे को यानी वीकेंड्स पर अब कर्फ्यू रहेगा, तो लोगों से अपील है कि कर्फ्यू के दौरान बाहर ना निकलें। बहुत ज़रूरी होने पर हॉस्पिटल या कोई बहुत एसेंशियल ज़रूरत पर ही बाहर निकलें।
Mumbai civic authorities say there may be a lockdown if there are over 20,000 COVID cases per day.
जो हमारा राज्य सरकार है और जो हमारा केंद्र से आने वाले जो नियमावली है वो कह रहे हैं कि ऐसे ही 20,000 के ऊपर रुग्ण पाए जा रहेंगे तो लॉकडाउन लगाना जरूरी होगा.
With curbs back, the debate over whether night and weekend curfews work has been reignited. The doctor who first raised an alarm over Omicron says these restrictions won't work.
So any sort of night curfew or any restrictions vis-a-vis some sort of a lockdown, closing down of markets, that per se you're saying is not going to work in the case of Omicron?
It's already everywhere. That's why it's difficult. So, so what we have done, we do have a curfew. 11 o'clock at night, all the restaurants must be closed. And until 4 o'clock the next morning.
In India, expert opinion is divided on whether night curfews and weekend curfews and similar restrictions work or not. While many experts say that these measures, when announced, send out a message that it is time to follow protocol very, very strictly. There are others who say that these measures serve no purpose and smarter curbs throughout the week at all times of the day actually work better.
When a night curfew is imposed, it is a clear message to the community that the virus has risen again and we need to be careful. Imposing restrictions during the daytime affects the livelihood of a lot of people. In the absence of better alternatives, night curfews do have a place in restricting mass movement.
If we start using data sensibly, then we can tailor our response in a manner that is scientific. Instead of doing things like weekend curfews or night curfews, which are not only not going to slow down transmission, but we're also going to lose public compliance because the public will see that there is a hypocrisy inherent in allowing gatherings for political or religious reasons, but curtailing and putting restrictions on everyday Indians that don't really impact transmission.
The subject of our
WHO Chief Scientist Soumya Swaminathan says there's no science behind curfews when it comes to tackling the spread of COVID-19. She says countries must formulate science-based policies for curbing the virus. So far, restrictions have only been placed on the common man, while election campaigns continue and netas address huge rallies. What is the science here? In New Delhi with Sneha Mordani, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now in poll-bound Uttar Pradesh, after Lord Ram, it's now turn for his other avatar, Lord Krishna, to be marshaled into the discourse, the political discourse in Uttar Pradesh. In the latest, SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav has now said that he dreams of Lord Krishna telling him every night that he must form the government and come out with Ram Rajya in Uttar Pradesh. This has sparked quite some political debate there, with Yogi reacting as well. Abhishek Mishra with more on that. Let's take a listen.
मानव जाति के इस समुद्र में तुम तो केवल एक बूंद हो पार्थ, केवल एक बूंद, और कोई बूंद सागर के दायित्व का बोझ नहीं उठा सकती.
Lord Krishna, seen here as he lives in India's adoring popular imagination. Ever the battlefield advisor, his calm counsel making the world go round.
अभी भविष्य की चिंता ना करो. अभी केवल अपने वर्तमान के विषय में सोचो.
And after Lord Ram, it is now the turn of this other beloved avatar of Vishnu. Lord Krishna to be marshalled into Uttar Pradesh's state of war. In the shadow of the much revered Vishal Hindu deity, shots are being fired non-stop in his name. Things have escalated with this comment from UP's challenger number 1, Akhilesh Yadav.
रात में हमारे सपने में आए थे भगवान कृष्ण जी, कह रहे थे आपकी सरकार बनने वाली है, और एक बार नहीं आए, हर दिन आते हैं, हर दिन। कोई दिन ऐसा नहीं जिस दिन भगवान हमारे सपनों में ना आकर के कहते हो कि आपकी सरकार बनने जा रही है।
Watching Akhilesh wade into a divine political domain it considers its own, the BJP has been quick to fire back a few arrows.
भगवान कृष्ण ने उनको ये भी जरूर कहा होगा कि जब तुम्हें सत्ता मिली थी तब मथुरा, वृंदावन, बरसाना, गोकुल, बलदेव के लिए कुछ नहीं कर पाए, लेकिन वहां पर कंस को पैदा करके जवाहर बाग की घटना जरूर करवा दिए।
But Akhilesh's dalliance with Krishna dates back to the last election, when his party was bundled out of power. At the time, he had inaugurated this tall Krishna statue in his hometown, Saifai, as a signal before 2019. Cut forward 2 years, and the Samajwadi Scion is hoping to at least, in part, ride Krishna's coattails to the Chief Minister's office.
तो हमारे बाबा मुख्यमंत्री फेल हो चुके हैं, अब उनको कोई पास नहीं करा सकता। लेकिन इन्होंने जो सवाल पूछा, अब जो पास कराने आ भी रहे हैं वो भी नहीं करा पाएंगे।
Either way, Akhilesh has been dipping his toes in the alien rivers of soft Hindutva for weeks now. But the comment was more a retort to the BJP's Rajya Sabha MP Harnath Singh, who recently shot off a letter to his party leadership recommending that Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath be fielded from the Mathura constituency. The reason? Krishna had appeared in his dream.
मैं तो एक प्रकार से भगवान कृष्ण और अपने राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी के बीच में मध्यस्थ का काम कर रहा हूं। भगवान कृष्ण का संदेश लेकर के मैं उनके पास पहुंचा हूं और मैंने कहा है कि इस बारे में विचार करें।
चुनाव लड़ने का मेरा यहां से कोई कार्यक्रम नहीं है, पार्टी जहां से मुझे कहेगी वहां से लड़ेंगे।
With the Uttar Pradesh Assembly polls around the corner, the ruling BJP is looking to capitalize on public sentiments by shifting its focus to Mathura and Vrindavan, with the promise of building grand temples in the two places associated with Lord Krishna.
सपने तो देखना चाहिए और सपने अगर आ रहे हैं तो अच्छी बात है, लेकिन मेरा यह मानना है कि श्री अखिलेश यादव जी को 2022 के लिए प्रयास बंद कर देना चाहिए, तैयारी 2027 की करना चाहिए।
The poll promise of a Ram temple in Ayodhya paid great dividends for the BJP in the 2017 assembly elections that swept the BJP to power. Will Mission Krishna Janmabhoomi pay off for the BJP this time around, or will challengers shake the foundation?
It looks like that Mathura is going to be the major agenda for both the political parties, because it's all about taking the issues together and getting the fight for 2022. Abhishek Mishra for India Today.
Now, India has completely destroyed Dragon's Galwan lies. Yes, the photographs that we've accessed here, which broke first on India Today, shows our brave Indian soldiers unfurling the Indian flag at the Galwan Valley, boasting of full control of Galwan Valley. In fact, it has almost smashed the Chinese propaganda. This report will tell you the truth.
On a snowy stretch of Ladakh's Galwan Valley, Indian troops in their snow gear, clutching their SIG 716 assault rifles and wielding that most beloved symbol, the Indian flag. Two photographs released today, 2 days after China released a propaganda video from the restive Ladakh Valley aimed at establishing its presence on the troubled frontier territory. India has calmly released its own New Year images from the area. But unlike the belligerent bombast of the Chinese video, filled with military chants, the Indian images are calm, still photographs, depicting our troops on a sunlit, snow-blown patch of the valley. You can clearly see an Indian machine gun bunker in the background too, along with another Tiranga. Unlike the carefully crafted, edited and designed propaganda clips from the Chinese, the Indian photographs are totally normal. The Tiranga, a routine fixture at army posts, and nothing remotely abnormal about troops demonstrating bonhomie and pride with such imagery. Common during festivals, regimental days, and of course, the New Year. The Indian Army photos may be routine, but they represent a break from tradition. It is the first time since the Galwan clash of June 2020 that the Indian side has responded so directly to Chinese propaganda. And it comes after several opposition politicians fired off the shoulders of the Chinese images, amplifying them for domestic politics. Are we about to witness a claim versus counterclaim war break out? And does it even matter when we compare our country, where we trust our troops, to a country that hides its dead? We will continue to ask the hard questions, but India today stands with India's troops. And we will never fire off the shoulders of Chinese propaganda. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, coming up next, we're going to take you through our fact check that's masquerading as a truth. We're going to bring you the real picture of that on the other side in our fact check segment. Here's our India Today anti-fake news war room that's fact-check this picture. The claim here is Akhilesh Mulayam Singh meet Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath ahead of polls. Well, the fact is that this viral image now is 2 years old. So it's not true. It appears that they're now arch rivals ahead of polls this time. On that note, I'm going to wrap this edition of 7 at 7. Stay tuned for To The Point on the other side.